Let's see who we got. Who we got? Here's why every artist goes broke. And they say, yes, all of them. That's a fact. I believe it. Let's see what they talking
Clothes, a Lambo in the background, and think, damn, they must be rich. Yeah, nah.
This music shit is a rap. I'm saying all of the musicians are broke.
There's only a few artists in the game that really make money. So everything you seeing ain't real.
I was really thinking, bro, why do everybody got money and I don't got no money? Is it because I'm independent? The truth is, everybody didn't have no money. But, you know, they don't tell you that because the label job is to make it look like you got some money. We'll give you the car, we can give you the cosigns, we can
give you that starter kit, make it look like it. The rapper starter kit, make it look like you're popping.
Put you in the studio with this motherfucker, we gonna have cameras following you around everywhere you go. I was thinking like, damn, everybody getting money but me. But nah, everybody look like they got money except me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Some of your favorite artists were living off ramen noodles while topping the Billboard charts.
Damn.
And not just one-hit wonders. I'm talking about legends, Grammy winners, icons. Dead broke.
But what about the ones that made the money like Fetty Wap but just did stupid things with it? Like he'd tell you he made 30 million and had 30, 40 million and just blew it all, you know what I'm saying? And then went broke. But niggas be getting a little bit of bread.
In this video, we're diving into the brokest artists in the music industry. Some lost it all from bad deals, and others just made terrible decisions.
Anybody who was signed like back in the day, you for sure got a 360 deal, you know what I'm saying? It's only now a lot of artists is starting to wake up and notice that, you know what I'm saying, they owed a lot more and not to sell your masters and your publishing and your royalties and shit like that. So niggas just not starting to learn the game. Back then, they didn't know the game.
But the ending is always the same. Broken dreams, empty wallets, and sometimes FBI raids. Let's get into it.
A lot of time.
Before they went broke, TLC was untouchable. The trio,
TLC was one of the first stories I heard about, and then New Edition and all of them, they tell you the same stories. Like when you go hearing people background, it's a lot of no money band and this shit.
After Lopez, Tion, T-Boz Watkins, and Rosanda Chili Thomas exploded onto the scene in the early 90s with a unique blend of R&B, hip-hop, and pop. Their debut album, Ooh, on the TLC tip, set the stage. But it was Crazy, Sexy, Cool that turned them into legends. That album went 12 times platinum. They were everywhere.
And see, there was another thing. That's because, like you said, when if nigga just come sign you and you ain't never, you know what I'm saying, prove nothing, then they like, fuck, I'm making you. I made you. You know what I'm saying? But when you already build your hype and your buzz up and then they come looking for you, now you got the leverage and you could talk more shit and you could get more on your side. But when you was nobody when I grabbed you, then you ain't got no leverage?
BET, award shows, they won Grammys. They influenced fashion. They became role models. Their image was bold, their music was iconic, and their success was unstoppable. Until it wasn't. In 1995, the headlines hit. TLC files for bankruptcy.
We are the biggest selling female group ever. 10 million albums worldwide. We have worked very hard.
Nothing to show
we have been in this business for 5 years. And we are broke as broke can be. And
they saying this on live TV at the Grammys?
If that was the case, we would have been on everybody's talk show talking about how broke we are. We haven't done that. I know it's hard to believe because we've sold so many albums, but it is possible. That's the deal here. So, and we're not happy at all.
How does that even happen?
Damn, I ain't never saw them talk about it like that.
They signed to LaFace Records under a contract so predatory, it could have been drafted by a Bond villain. TLC earned less than 10 cents per album sold. By the time you cut that up between 3 people, take out taxes, pay managers, lawyers,
hold on, how much they earn?
Cut that up between TLC earned less than 10 cents per album sold. By the time you cut that up between 3 people, take out taxes, pay managers, lawyers,
that's another thing, all them taxes
and recoup the label's expenses.
Hey, you think you about to get a meal of 500,000? They bust that bitch down after taxes. You getting 200,000? You like, damn.
Ramen noodles budget at best. They were
and a lot of people don't be paying their taxes, so they just be getting all this money and thinking that it's theirs. They think, ooh, I just got a $500,000 check, not knowing shit. They gonna come back and take half of that back if you don't pay them taxes, and you gonna owe even more late fees and shit. So.
And it was called an advance. Money that's not free, by the way.
A lot
it's
of these
basically a
YouTubers
loan.
gonna learn.
The label pays for studio time, marketing, tours, Then they charge it all back to the artist before royalties even hit their...
I mean, like I said, that's business. You gotta respect the game. Nigga, like, shit, fuck, the studio ain't free. This, that, and the third ain't free. And if I'm paying for it, it gotta come out your pocket once you start making the money. You start making money, then they start taking money. That's how it go.
Pocket. It's like being told, hey, congratulations, you made $1 million. Now you gotta pay back this $950,000 bill.
Yeah.
At Wayfair,
But if you know better, you do better, and you don't run up that $900,000 bill. You go get your own producer. You go get your own studio. You go do all these things on your own. I forgot whose story that was, and it was nigga said the label didn't know that the studio he signed off that on his own studio, and they didn't know that. They thinking that he going to another studio and they paying the money but they really paying his company and his studio, and they didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? It was smart. That was brilliant.
TLC was struggling.
I gotta see who that was. I forgot who said that.
Millionaires off of their backs. Clive Davis and LaFace execs were getting bonuses from the same albums TLC couldn't even eat off of. Even their lawyers were double dipping, advising the girls while also working with the label. It was a textbook case of exploitation disguised as opportunity. This wasn't just bad business. This was a system designed to trap young, talented black women into signing their rights away before they even knew what publishing was. Lisa Left Eye Lopez literally broke it down on national TV. The group was selling out stadiums, breaking records, and each member was walking away with only $50,000. Meanwhile, the label executives, they was eating filet mignon off their platinum plaques.
This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. But as time went on, we learned a lot. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record...
Which it shouldn't take no fucking $3 million to record an album. You gotta pay the producers, you gotta pay the studio time, and then you gotta pay marketing and all that shit.
Business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000 apiece, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And
I mean, if it's $300,000 after taxes, then hey, you know what I'm saying? It's better than what you had when you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? $300,000 off your talent, you can't complain. They be, like I said, people look at it like, well, fuck the label. They making $1 million something off it. Well, yeah, I put my money up at the beginning. So, you know, if you want to put your money up, then stay independent, and then you put your money up, and then you see where it take you. But, you know.
Left Eye said it best. This is how a group can sell 10 million albums and be broke. Let that sink in. T-Pain didn't just make hits. He rewired the sound of modern hip-hop and pop. Before him,
he made money.
Mostly used to discreetly correct
hits. On stupid shit.
After him,
buying
became
Bugattis
a
and all this shit.
stylistic weapon. From buy you a drink to bartender to every feature in the mid-2000s. His voice wasn't just recognizable.
Did he have Drake on his jacket?
To every feature in the mid-2000s.
Oh, I was about to say, I was wondering who that was right there.
His voice wasn't just recognizable. It became the sound.
T-Pain thing, we forgot he cut his dreads and then sold that bitch back in his head once he noticed that haircut wasn't working.
The entire...
That nigga cut his hair thing and he was about to do something different and big. They were like, nah, this ain't you, gang. That nigga sold them bitches right back in a few months later.
Era. And that's not an exaggeration. Without T-Pain, there's no Kanye West on 808s and Heartbreak. There's no Travis Scott Space Crew.
I didn't like 808s or Heartbreaks. Everybody act like that was life-changing album and shit. That shit was trash.
And over dark trap beats. No Future melodic mumble rap. Even Kanye admitted it.
Oh, Wayne, don't forget about Wayne. Wayne definitely stole that auto-tune and just ran with it.
Like, you know, he said to me that 808s and Heartbreaks is Rapper Turned Singer. Because Rapper Turned Singer was a bunch of love songs with a ton of bass in them. And I'm making love songs with bass, love songs being the heartbreak, 808s being the bass. So, in a sense, we just kind of remade rapper turned singer, but
but Kanye shit was totally
just
different.
like Kanye said, he just had a better marketing plan.
At one point, T-Pain
It's all
was
about
so
the marketing
dominant
plan.
that if you were an artist without a T-Pain
You
feature,
can have a wackest song or whatever, but if you got a good image, it's all about the marketing plan.
you were probably just waiting for one. He was everywhere. Grammys, BET, MTV,
Yeah, that haircut
Billboard.
T-Pain wasn't it. That
Behind
nigga
all
looked
of
like
it,
the haircut T-Pain.
He was raking in what he said was over 40 million.
Damn.
Then
A year?
he lost it all.
Damn.
T-Pain went on a now legendary interview circuit explaining how he blew through every dollar.
When you say you was broke,
Yeah,
you
but
had
he
like
blew through it. They didn't say he didn't get it.
$0 broke.
I like had to borrow money.
Oh
to
yeah,
get
they
my
said
kids'
gold's
burger.
broke. Yeah, everybody
Wow.
goes.
Yeah.
After having, what's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
This partnership with WM.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking they saying like
such
why
an amazing
niggas don't
job
never
that it
why
just
you
makes
ain't
me
making
feel
the
like I
money in
can
hip
relax.
hop. So you make the money, you just
40
go
million.
broke.
Wow.
Yeah.
$0 broke.
I like had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
Wow.
Yeah.
After
Niggas,
having,
he
what's
had
the
to
most
borrow
you ever had
money
in the
to
bank
get
at
his
one time?
kids Burger
40
King.
million.
Jesus Christ, T-Pain. How do you have a hairline? My God. 40 million to zero
Real estate deals gone wrong. A $1.2 million Bugatti that
to
Don't tell me
zero.
T-Pain got a sky top dreads.
My
Got the
God.
sky top with no size, just the top part.
$40 million to zero.
real estate deals gone wrong. A $1.2 million Bugatti that kept breaking down. Jewelry, chains, custom speakers, and a stripper pole in the living room. He admitted he didn't invest. He didn't budget.
That be a nigga thing. Nigga be spending all that money, but ain't got no investments. That's why I was just telling Shorty, trying to tell me that what his name is, the white boy, Slim Jesus. She like, you know, he got some money out this shit. I'm like, these people don't be doing the right thing with their money. They don't be doing investments. They don't, it's only now that people starting to know, let me put some money and invest, and niggas doing stocks and Bitcoin and getting restaurants and shit. But niggas wasn't always doing that shit.
Trusted the wrong people. Eventually, the money dried up. He said at one point he couldn't afford to take his kids to Burger King.
If I would have
Was you taking them to Burger King in the Bugatti? You could have sold that motherfucker.
the information beforehand, I would have done better in my career. I would have been bigger. I would have gone
He
broke.
says nobody business to teach you business. So it's just something you gotta learn business on your own. Find somebody who could teach you the business and teach you the game. Oh, you just be in it long enough to where you make your mistakes and now you learn. You know what I'm saying? Now you know. You know what I'm saying? You did that back then, but now you doing good.
I would have never done anything.
Nigga
But
making all type of money,
everybody
own all
before
type
me
of
that
shit.
I had to look up to, they were just like, "No, this is great. Once you start rapping, it's just money."
And you notice how when he did the Charlemagne interview, he still had a line, and now it took half of it. The line is starting to disappear.
Nothing's ever
That
gonna
bitch
happen.
starting to
man.
disappear up
Nothing
there.
bad's ever gonna happen. Your family's not gonna come after you. Nothing's gonna happen.
Imagine going from Billboard #1s to struggling with fast food money. But unlike some others, T-Pain got real about it. He got on Twitch, started producing his own music again, toured smart, and became an advocate for financial literacy. His comeback was humble.
Black people, we need
honest,
that financial
and a
literacy.
warning to artists of today. He said, "Don't just get money, learn how to keep it." Before the money problems,
That was my
B.O.B.
whole
like
thing. Once I started getting a little bit of money and you got over 5,000 to 10,000, I just started being cheap and like I don't even want to spend it. I just want to hold it until I find out what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had it before, so I don't want to just go buying shit and like, oh fuck, you got 10,000, let me go spend 5 on a car and go. Nah, nigga, like man, let me hold on to this till I find out what to do with it. What area
He
should
was
I
headed
put
for
some
Rap
money
Pop
in?
Hall of Fame. In 2010, he
What
dropped
the fuck
B.O.B.
happened to
Presents
B.O.B.?
The Adventures of Bobby.
This nigga called the world flat and everybody just turned on him. That was fucked up. And now a lot of people believe that the world is flat. So
Ray, and it blew up. He had major hits with Bruno Mars, Nothing on You,
that Bruno
Haley
looking like
Williams,
Michael in
Airplanes.
that bed.
Rivers Cuomo, Magic. Every single felt like a summer anthem. He wasn't just getting radio spins. He was crossing genres, collaborating with rock stars, performing on award shows, headlining tours. But behind the scenes, the checks weren't checking. B.O.B. eventually came out and said it plainly. He was broke, He signed with Atlantic Records.
I gotta go watch the story on Chameleon now, because I heard he beat the game, he beat the system. They should have had him on the last video.
His career, and like many major label deals, his contract was designed to benefit the label, not the artist. He didn't own his music. He didn't control the revenue streams. Despite dropping platinum singles, his bank account barely reflected his success. He compared it to being trapped. The more hits he made, the more the label profited. And he just watched everyone else get rich off his work.
I got signed so like typically when you're an artist or you're doing a deal,
might
a
go
record
watch
deal,
this interview. I ain't never
you
seen
do
that.
a record deal,
I ain't
and
seen
then someone's
B.O.B. in a
probably
while.
gonna approach you for a publishing
You know that
deal.
boy had dreads now.
If you songwrite or produce or something like that. And so, I mean, even if you don't, I mean, you're an artist, so someone's gonna make money.
So he broke free. He left Atlantic, went independent, and started selling music directly to his fans. He began to earn money only when he left the system that exploited him. Think about that. One of the most recognizable voices of the early 2010s had to start from scratch just to make a real living. That's not a one-off story. That's industry standard. What makes
B.O.B. or was that
That's not
Fetty
a
Wap?
one-off. Early 2010s had to start from scratch just to make a real living. That's not a one-off story.
That nigga looked like Fetty
That's
Wap.
industry standard. What makes B.O.B.'s story even sadder is he was marketed as a success story. The genre-bending smart rapper who made it
I didn't even know he was still
mainstream.
dropping music. That's
But
how
behind
I
closed
said.
doors,
Last I seen him, he had a
pressure to
haircut. I didn't
deliver
know he had
crossover hits
dreads.
meant he lost creative control. By the time he wanted to pivot and talk about deeper topics, the label didn't care.
Oh, the same thing happened to Trinidad James. That nigga ain't want to keep doing all gold everything. He wanted to change, talk about serious topics, and the label was like, nah, nigga, we need more all gold everything.
His decline wasn't just financial, it was emotional and artistic too. When he finally went indie, he started rapping about conspiracies and government control. To some fans, it seemed like he snapped.
Yeah, people don't like when
But
you
maybe he
doing
was just
that.
finally speaking freely for the first time in years.
Society don't like that. They call it woke
You're not
and they
gonna
call
believe
it
what
all
happened.
type of other shit, and they go to judging you, when really it's the truth. You just wake up and finally
It
start
exploded
noticing
in
the truth.
2009 with TikTok, one of the most infectious, high-energy pop songs of the 2000s. It broke records. It made her a star overnight. She followed it up with bangers like We Are Who We Are, Blow, and Die Young. Her image, glitter, rebellion, party girl chaos. Her reality, legal shackles. Despite all those hits, Kesha wasn't free. She was signed to Dr. Luke under Sony, and behind the scenes, she was locked in one of the ugliest contract disputes in music history. In 2014, she sued Dr. Luke for sexual assault, battery, and emotional abuse, claiming he controlled every aspect of her career and threatened to ruin her if she spoke out. But because he
Speaking
owned
of
her
Dr. Luke, I might go watch the shit about Uncle Luke, because he changed a lot of shit in the rap game too. That censorship.
contract, the lawsuit turned into a legal tug of war over her ability to release music at all. For years, Kesha couldn't drop music without going through the same man she was accusing of abuse. And to make things worse, she still owed him albums. If she broke the contract, she'd be sued. If she stayed, she'd have to work with him. It's a lose-lose scenario. And with that came a huge financial cost. While her old singles racked up hundreds of millions of streams, Kesha was spending millions on legal fees, not making millions from her royalties. She was one of the most famous women in pop, but she couldn't fully tour, promote, or even release music the way other artists could. For nearly 5 years, she was bleeding money while the industry moved on. Even when she dropped her powerful comeback album, Rainbow, in 2017, it was still released under the label that was tied to Dr. Luke, meaning he still profited from it. She was literally paying the man she was trying to escape from. Kesha's story isn't just about financial downfall. It's about how an artist at the top of the charts can be creatively and financially imprisoned by bad contracts and legal entanglements. And here's the real kicker. TikTok was once the most downloaded digital single in history. It made tens of millions, but the person who sang it barely saw any of it. Before the memes, Bow Wow was a superstar. He was discovered by
They be
Snoop Dogg
sleep
at
on
the
Bow
age
Wow.
of 6
Even
and
though
later
he did
signed
it
by
to
Jermaine
himself,
Dupri.
but, you know.
By the time he was 13, he already dropped his debut album, Beware the Dog. It went triple platinum. He was the few child rappers who actually transitioned into mainstream fame. He starred in movies like Like Mike, Roll Bounce, The Lottery Ticket, had endorsement deals. He was all over 106 & Park and even hosted it for a while. Bow Wow wasn't just an artist, he was a brand. But somewhere between the glow up and the grown up phase, the money started to vanish. Despite being a household name for nearly a decade, Bow Wow started making headlines for all the wrong reasons. In 2017, he posted a photo on Instagram implying that he was flying on a private jet. A fan quickly exposed him to see they were on the same commercial flight. And the internet exploded.
Nose ass fans, man.
Yeah. As simple as that. I was fake flexing. I got caught. No, I was not a coach. I was on a Delta flight in first class. Can't explain it enough. Didn't think nothing of it. I did, saw the picture and said, I'm about to post this because I don't want people to know how I'm moving. Right. And I posted it just to try to derail people. I post stuff all the time and people you there? No, I ain't there. I'm at the house on the couch. Right. I just wanted to post it. Get out my phone. What's it called? A dump. Yeah. Get out. On this particular day, I posted. I'm like, cool, I can go to sleep now. People don't know. They think I'm on this and I'm not on here. I'm throwing everybody off.
Somebody actually followed you. Somebody's on the plane.
What we say about them phones? Got me, posted it, and I just had to own up to it. Y'all got me. Okay. Now me rappers lie. Right. Y'all caught me one time.
Right.
I will never do this again. Right. It's over.
The Bow Wow Challenge was born. People posted fake flexes, mocking celebrity culture. But it wasn't just funny, it was revealing. Bow Wow had allegedly been leasing most of his luxury cars, was sued multiple times for unpaid show fees, and owed thousands in back taxes. His finances weren't lining up with the image he projected. In interviews, he admitted often
That's how a lot of niggas go broke, them taxes. You thinking all that money for you, and they come back and take it all.
Pressure to maintain a lavish lifestyle, to stay relevant, because in the music industry, perception is currency. And for someone who grew up in the spotlight, the idea of looking broke might have been scarier than actually being broke. Bow Wow's fall is also a reflection of what happens when you grow up in the spotlight with no blueprint. He started in the music industry before he was even old enough to drive. He never had a childhood, a financial mentor, or even a moment to pause and plan. Everything was about staying hot. And when your brand is tied to always having it, there's no room for failure, even privately. It's why so many child stars end up in similar cycles. Too much fame, too soon, and no safety net when the lights fade.
You need that safety net too. That's what they don't be teaching. Like you said, financial literacy, you need that safety net. You need something to fall back on. That's what I do love about stocks and shit. Like stocks is a good place to just hold your money instead of holding it in a bank. You know what I'm saying? When you hold it in the bank, you don't really get no percentages off it throughout the year. You probably get 3% or something like that. But you leave that bitch in stocks, you get a way better percentage rate back on it. So don't put all your money in it, but your extra money. You got some extra change, you know what I'm saying? If you got $5,000-$10,000 in the bank, you ain't using all of it. You could put $1,000, $2,000 on some stocks and shit.
He was only 17 years old.
And just watch it grow, watch it double. Don't go keep checking it and hoping that it go up the next day. Nah, you just gotta leave it though.
It was infectious, catchy, and stayed on the Billboard charts for weeks. He followed it up with Fire Burning and collabs with Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I sure was about to say, he only had one good song, but I guess he had some other junks.
Kingston was that guy, a pop reggae crossover star with international reach. He was living the dream, touring, buying mansions, flexing, luxury jewelry, even showing off his cars on MTV Cribs. But behind the scenes, it was a financial house of cards. Fast forward to 2024, his Florida mansion was raided by a SWAT team. Court documents revealed that he and his mother were allegedly involved in a series of fraudulent purchases. Unpaid jewelry, exotic cars, tech gear, and even series of fraudulent purchases. Unpaid jewelry, exotic cars, tech gear, and even a $150,000 TV. It wasn't just one missed payment. It was a systemic fraud. They allegedly used fake wire transfers to convince companies they had money, had luxury items shipped, and then ghosted on the invoices. It was the luxury version of Dine and Dash. Mm-hmm. He was arrested in California and extradited.
Delivering it to your house, how is you dashing and they got your address?
And his mom was arrested in Florida.
His mama looked more gangster than him, god damn.
And while his attorney claims it's all a misunderstanding, the receipts say otherwise. Sean Kingston went from summer anthem king to headline news, and not in the way you want. The Sean Kingston situation is so bizarre because he didn't just fall off, he leaned into it. He leaned into the chaos, Reports say that he literally was running a fake lifestyle empire, promising performances, ordering luxury items that he never intended to pay for, and started using his fame as currency. One lawsuit claims that he used Justin Bieber's name to secure equipment. It's the ultimate example of how celebrity can be weaponized, not for success, but for survival. MC Hammer was at the top of the world at one time. You Can't Touch This was a cultural phenomenon.
That outfit was
MC
just
Hammer
wild.
was at the top
That was
of
a
the
wild
world
outfit, my man.
You Can't Touch This was a
Down
cultural
bad for that one.
phenomenon. He sold more than 30 million records and had brand deals, cartoon shows, and stadium tours. At his peak, Hammer was worth over 30 million. But he didn't just spend. He burned through the money. He bought a $12 million mansion in California. He kept a staff of over
Knowing them, he probably paid the 12 out cash too.
200 people on his payroll, bodyguards, entourage, chefs, and even someone to take care of the horses. He had horses. He was the original giving back to the hood rapper, which is admirable, but without boundaries.
That's when you should hire your family members for all shit like that. Look, hire somebody you cool with, come clean the horses. Somebody cool with your family and shit, come clean the house, the lawn, all that type of shit. That's when you start putting your family, look, y'all come work and do these little things and I'll pay you more than what you would have got paid. You know what I'm saying?
It became financially catastrophic. Within a few years, he filed for bankruptcy. At one point, he owed more than $13 million.
I know he filed for bankruptcy. I ain't know it was in a few years. I thought he had a good run.
So dramatic. One minute you're too legit to quit, and the next you're too broke to function. Even crazier, MC Hammer tried to make up for it by going back to what he knew best, performing. But the magic was gone. He toured small venues, released gospel albums, and even started a tech company.
I was about to say, didn't he do gospel?
None of it stuck. MC Hammer was generous, but to a fault. He gave jobs to everyone from his old neighborhood, and some say he was trying to...
Rob 49 talked about the same thing happening to him when he got his first check and went broke trying to supply the family in the hood and shit.
By loyalty. And others
same
say...
shit with King Von got his first check busted down with the whole hood, and I'm pretty sure went back broke after that.
He just didn't know how to say no. Either way, Hammer didn't blow 30 million on himself. He blew it trying to take everybody with him. To his credit though, he eventually bounced back. He became a pastor, made some smart tech investments in Silicon Valley.
It's not even trying to take everybody with him, because it's not like he brung all the friends and his family and all that type of shit. He just was hiring too many stupid people, background dancers, people to do the horse, people to do this and that third. I ain't trying to take everybody with you. That's just living above your means, really. You know what I'm saying? Buying and doing stupid shit you really don't need. You know what I'm saying?
Valley and started living well within his means. But his rise and his fall is one of the most infamous financial stories in music history.
Yeah, it definitely was. Before all these people, that's all they used to talk about was MC Hammer. When you talk about rappers who went broke and shit like that, that was the first name you mentioned. Disrespectful, but that was the first name you mentioned was MC Hammer.
This artist wrote one of my favorite songs as a kid. I had no business listening to it,
Cisco
but in
broke
1999, Cisco dropped the Thong Song.
And the Thong Song was in 99? Shit, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I thought I was at least like 13, 14 or something, but...
He became a global superstar overnight.
99,
the track
I was like
was
9 when
ridiculous,
this came out.
outrageous, and massive. It went platinum, got nonstop airplay, and made Cisco a household name. He leaned into the success. Bleach blonde hair, flashy outfits, and high energy performances. His debut solo album, Unleash the Dragon, was a commercial success. But as quickly as he rose, the industry shifted. His follow-up albums didn't perform as well. He was hit with label issues, and most critically, he didn't own a major piece of the Thong Song. The producers of the song originally sampled Eleanor Rigby.
I was just about to say, I heard about that story. The person who he sampled damn near came back and took all the publishing, all the rights to that song. So he had to give all that shit up. Ain't that crazy?
But replaced it with new strings. They dodged that bullet, but the real trouble came sampled Eleanor Rigby, a major piece of the Thong Song. The producers of the song originally sampled Eleanor Rigby, but replaced it with new strings. They dodged that bullet, but the real...
Oh yeah, he replaced it. So they did get sued for it, and then he doubled back and replaced the strings that sampled it. He took it out and replaced it with some other shit.
The trouble came when Cisco insisted on using lyrics and melody from Ricky Martin's song, Livin' La Vida.
Livin' La Vida Loca. That nigga came back and got you for a different one. Nigga said, oh, well, you took some of my lyrics, Livin' La Vida Loca. Ain't that some shit?
The producers warned him, but Cisco didn't listen. The result? The writer of Livin' La Vida Loca, Desmond Child, owns most of the publishing of the thong song.
I thought another nigga
Cisco got
Livin' La Vida Loca. Who I'm thinking about?
got paid a flat fee and minimal royalties.
All of a sudden, like, you start seeing your publishing checks going.
Desmond Child has more ownership of the song than anyone.
But that didn't stop Cisco from living a lavish life. He kept spending like the money would never stop. Fashion, videos, touring. But the cash flow dried up fast. He went from a global icon to struggling to book shows. The Cisco story also reveals something pretty tragic about one-hit wonders.
See, niggas, man, if you're a hustler, man, if I make $1 million, I probably put 700 to 800 to the side, and I'm gonna only play with like 200-300. You know what I'm saying? Niggas crazy. You know, I'm talking about as it keep on coming, but niggas thinking niggas shit gonna keep on happening for life. Shit.
Even when you make that song,
might get a good run of 5
the kind
years.
everyone remembers, if the publishing and licensing isn't in your name, it doesn't matter. The track made millions for the label, the writers, the producer. But Cisco, he only made a fraction. Years later, he admitted he had financial regrets and made poor business decisions. It's the classic case of blowing up without a financial game plan. Toni Braxton was the voice of the 90s. Deep, sultry, emotional. She made Heartache sound expensive. Her 93 album sold over 10 million copies.
Next Whitney Houston.
And then came Unbreak My Heart, one of the biggest ballads of all time.
Yeah, I feel
She
like
had
Whitney Houston
Grammys,
wrote
platinum
that joint.
plaques,
Whoever
sold out
wrote for Whitney
tours.
Houston wrote that joint. What the name is? Babyface.
One of the most iconic voices in R&B. And then she filed for bankruptcy. Not once, but twice.
Damn.
Her first bankruptcy came in 1998,
why she
right
got
after
with
her
Birdman.
career-defining run. She has sold over 15 million albums worldwide, yet she only had $2,000 in her checking account. It was the classic music industry.
Damn, I got more money.
Yet she only had $2,000 in her checking account. It was the classic music industry trap. She signed a contract with guess who? LaFace Records.
Face, yep.
They gave her
I
less
said
than 35
that. I
cents
said that's the same person who had Whitney Houston.
per album.
Yeah, pretty sure
After
he
all the
wrote
label
them
fees and
joints.
recoupment and management cuts, the label made cents per album. After all the label fees and recoupment and management cuts, the label made tens of millions. And she got scraps. And the real twist, she couldn't even perform her own songs. During the bankruptcy, the judge barred her from touring because the rights to her music were technically owned by the creditors. Imagine being world famous and not being able to sing the songs that made you famous. But it gets worse. In 2010, after recovering, restarting her career, and getting back on TV, she filed for bankruptcy again. It's reported she owed between 10 and 50 million.
Yeah, but a lot of times they file bankruptcy just to get out of paying some shit or to paying somebody, or a lawsuit that somebody was suing them. They'll file bankruptcy saying they don't got the money and da-da-da-da-da. But
Dollars in unpaid debts. Why? She was living a lavish lifestyle, had unpaid taxes, but also she was facing legit medical issues. She was diagnosed with lupus, a chronic autoimmune disease.
Damn, that's that shit that Trick Daddy got, huh? How come it blew Trick Daddy up like big wise and fuck with his face and all that type of shit? But they ain't do nothing to Toni. She still look up regular self.
Had to cancel shows, which meant losing tons of income. She said she was sick, couldn't perform, and still had to pay for stylists, dancers, and
How you get
a tour
lupus
bus
out
that
the
she
blue?
didn't use. At one point, Toni had to auction off her awards, furniture, and the rights to her royalties just to pay bills.
Damn.
She lost the rights to some of her biggest songs and still kept getting labeled as difficult or bad with money. Toni Braxton's story isn't just sad, it's infuriating. She had talent, the sales, the fame.
Toni's still
the
going,
industry
though,
still
huh?
ate her alive.
I know she just had a show like, I think a year ago, 2 years ago that I remember. I'm pretty sure she got more, but I remember when the Blueface old lady, what her name, Krishan, I remember her had got into it with Toni and her sister while they was praying or some shit, and that was just like last year.
Because in music, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you own. The
That's
music
a
industry
fact.
is brutal.
I learned that the hard way. I basically stopped doing music after that. Well, until that, you know what I'm saying? Until I dropped my first album and I own all of it. And now it's like ain't no going back. Ain't no rapping off YouTube beats and all that. If I don't own it, I don't even want to do it. And that's, you get stuck in that little middle place right there.
No matter how famous you are, if you don't own your music, manage your money, or understand your contracts, you can end up broke with a plaque on your wall.
But I'm out of the music industry
talk.
because ain't no money in the music industry.
Real
And
talk.
I know people might get mad and trip, but I'm just saying, y'all know it's a lot of things that we used to do.
He a real hustler. That nigga gonna go sell everything. Nigga try to call him broke all they want, but shit, he making some money. if he ain't making the millions he used to, he making some money though.
Ain't no money, and you know it done tapped out. They trying to figure out how to make money off of streams. When Snoop put a post up, say, man, I sold 1 billion streams. I only made this little money. Where the millions at? We knew where our money from because we had tangible goods.
Right.
And that's why I got into the product game. We could actually have
I used to love selling CDs. I used to sell my CDs of music and made way more money off that than you doing off streaming.
Tangible goods. I told people all the time, product outweighs talent. Product gonna be around when we not
That's
here.
a fact.
Michael Jordan is still successful.
That was the smartest thing. Product gonna be around when you not here. You can sell. You can make money in your sleep. You know what I'm saying?
The shoes, not because him shooting balls into the hoop. That Vino.
So the next time you see a rapper in a Lambo and a $100,000 chain, just remember, just how you have to
like Michael Jordan didn't get rich off of basketball. He got rich off of the shoes.
pay back the money on your credit card. That artist has to pay back that advance.
Nah, I'm sure
pay back the money on your credit card. That artist has to pay back that advance.
I don't know. That
You
look
see,
like
the
Fetty
music
Wap.
industry, the richer they look, the broker they might be. Now, one artist that didn't go broke is Michael Jackson. Even in his grave, he's still making millions.
What about Prince?
I have a
Prince
video
too.
where
I
I go
think
deep
Prince
into
went
the
broke.
impact he had on the music industry and how artists are building their entire careers off his style. Watch this video on the screen next to see more. And
I
drop
got
a
it on my
comment. Let
line
me-
to do next. Probably not next, but it's I saved it. I will do that one. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see that one, let me know. If y'all like this one, let me know. Put it in the comments below and we're going to do some more. Let's go. Comment and subscribe.
Just do it for the bar, just do it for the bar. Do it, do it,